Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and growth.
February was a cooked month on paper, but I felt great. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely him. And then eventually, it just happened. Everything finally just came into fruition type shit. So it's really like that's what. If anyone doesn't reach their fitness goals, that's what they struggle with. They focus way too much on shit like, oh my god, like when am I gonna lose more weight? Wait, when am I gonna lose more weight? Embody the person who is 10% body fat, and then you're gonna do everything you need to do. So you're gonna lose the fat, and you're gonna get your results anyways. But that's what everybody struggles with because they keep looking at these transformations and Ozempic and shit, and they want to lose weight. But the real goal is to be aesthetic, which means you should be focused on fat loss. I see that shit every day. That shit is it's literally the most annoying thing I see. And I'll even have some clients be like, yo, like I should lost more weight. Yo. I cut all my carbs out, and I'm like, why did you cut your carbs out? You're fat as shit. You don't need to cut carbs. Like, what are you doing? You need to be in a slight deficit for a long period. It's really just the time is your best friend. You lose 0.5% to 1% body fat if you're fucking lucky every week to 2 weeks, and that's if you have a lot of body fat to lose, right? So, like, trying to lose more weight in those 2 weeks is not going to mean you lose more fat. So it doesn't matter. You just have to be consistent. Time is your best friend. You have to be consistent for a long period of time to get rid of that fat. You want to get rid of your love handles and your abs. You have to be in a deficit long enough. That means focus on the inputs, focus on the process. Do not try to speed that shit up. You focus on results, you keep changing your inputs. You do keto one day, you do vegan the next day, and boom, you're just like everybody else. You're average again.
Yeah. So since we're recording now, I want to reiterate what I was saying. Yeah, for real, bro. Don't focus on like when is it here? Is it here? Like the outcome. Like a lot of people, even like with the diets and stuff, people who want to lose weight, getting these injectable weight loss drugs, they're so focused on like the outcome. Like, oh, is it here yet? But you have to what you have to focus on is understanding that you are that person. Like, what is that person? The person that's in shape. So, and then people are like, wait, what do you mean the person? You're an athlete. What's the identity that you want to embody that is going to cause you to take the action every single day? That's going to cause you to be consistent. So, for instance, I always think like, okay, I'm still a football player. So, what does that football player do? He works out. I go to the gym. I lift. I run routes. I do sprints. All the things that a football player does. I still think I'm a football player. So every day I'm doing those things, and it's not like, oh, I'm trying to get in shape. No. This is what I do because I am X, Y, and Z. So it's always about focusing on the process and actually loving that process to get to where you want to be.
But back to the process though, you can't love a process if you don't give it enough time to get better at it. That's what people don't understand. People are always like, I don't love the process, or like, oh yeah, I gotta love the process, and they're like, yeah, they just stop the conversation because they don't understand what it means. When you actually get in the process, like the gym fucking sucks until your form gets better. The gym sucks until you lift heavier. Like the gym sucks until you start getting results. But how do you get results? By being consistent. Like, so when it comes to loving the process, you have to give yourself enough time to love that shit because it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. Like you could ask Lucas. I used to say, hey man, I'm gonna get some subscribers on YouTube now. I'm gonna start posting on YouTube, and I was thinking like that, like I'm trying to get subscribers, and he was like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I said that for like 14 days straight, and then I started posting on YouTube, and I'm like, I'm a YouTuber, and then he kind of saw that energy shift, and I stopped looking at, am I gonna post every day, and I posted every day because I'm a YouTuber. Like, it is what it is. Like, just like content, like a lot of people want to be content creators or whatever. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna post, and once something pops off, I'll quit my job. That's not how it fucking works. You work your job full time still, and you consistently post as a content creator and create value, right? And then, you know what I'm saying, that it may or may not blow up. You don't know when it's gonna blow up, but it doesn't matter because you're a content creator, which means you're gonna post regardless.
Right. Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, again, it's realizing who you are, what your identity is, because your identity is what creates your reality. Because what is your identity? Like, you might be getting online on live on TikTok or YouTube every day, and there's like 3 people listening to you, and you're looking at the number like, damn, there's only 3 people. Hey man, I'm about to quit, man. No, you're not on there for those people. Although you do want to provide value because that's what we're here to do. We're here to grow. Life is about love, energy, and growth. We're here to grow and grow with the community of people around us, okay? But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, who am I? I am a YouTuber. So I'm showing up. I'm a content creator. I'm making content. It's not like, oh, okay, if I have 3 people, I'm not a content creator. If I have 1 million people, I'm a content creator. Hey, I made it. Hey. No, because then nobody would be a content creator. When Kai Sanat or what's the other dude, Duke Dennis. Those dudes were on YouTube in like 2014, bro. But were they like, I have a million people? Oh, I'm lit, I'm lit. No,
Exactly.
it was like I'm a content creator, bro. Yeah, I like playing video games. This is what I do every day. This is what I do. This is what I do. This is who I am. I don't even need to worry about the followers because they know like I'm the most lit person in the room. I know that it's my identity. It's what I do.
That's what I say
So
about the abs shit, bro. Like people say they want abs, but they don't embody the person who has abs. So that's why they say like they're like, yo, if I had abs like yours, bro, I saw your picture, man. If I had abs like yours, man, I would stop working out. That's why the fuck they don't have abs, bro, because they're not that person. They don't embody that person. And
yeah.
they're when they say that, they're imagining having abs as their current self, which means they're eating whatever they want to. They're not focused on the gym, so they're like, yo, I'd be lucky. Yes, you would be fucking lucky, but it's not gonna happen, right? Because what you're doing on a daily basis, you're eating the cookies, the cheesecake, all that shit. So it's just not gonna happen. You really have to change your identity, man. That's all aspects too. Like a lot of that happens. I feel like a lot of self discovery happens after a breakup. That's a canon event for like most men. I'm actually making a video on that tomorrow, but that's a canon event for most men. Like after a breakup, you have to really find yourself and be like, oh, okay, I'm him. But as you start to add value, you start to add all these points and stuff like that. You go from you start to level up. You know what I'm saying? You used to be you might have failed the tuning exams, and now you're a Jonin, or you went from Genin to Jonin, and now you're the fucking the head of the Leaf Village or some shit. You're the Hokage or some shit. Like you can level up to that level if you start to really focus on yourself and add all these add points and add skills and stuff like that. Find your real self, find your true self. Once you find your true self and you're comfortable being alone, then it's like what doesn't align with your goals. You know what's below you, so you don't really say like, I don't know, maybe I should do. You're like, no, I don't want that. And you realize your value, and then everyone realizes that you realize your value, and then you carry yourself differently. And that's another part of like aura and all that shit too.
Bro, and then so the biggest thing that I feel like you harped on there was like your focus. So your focus is your weapon, bro. Like, and it's all about, hey, where are you aiming it? Your focus is your weapon, and it's about, hey, where are you aiming it? So most people are focused on what they fear, like not what they want, right? It's what they fear. So then what they fear typically will happen, and that's why they keep living that same life over and over. Your focus is your future, and if you're looking at doubt, you're building doubt. But if you're looking at certainty, even when things are chaotic, bro, you're creating a different reality. Like literally, you got to stay locked in on where am I going.
Great example of that is actually, bro. I was like, listen, bro. Zion went to go pee, right? My nephew went to go pee. In my bathroom, I was like, listen, do not miss the fucking toilet again. I was so pissed. I was like, do not miss the toilet. So then I went. So then after he was done, he was like, I'm done, and he ran as fast as he could. I was like, the fuck, and he had some pee on his foot. I was like, go take a shower. I went in there. I was fucking impressed, bro. He peed everywhere except the fucking toilet, bro. That shit was amazing, bro. I was like, yo, that actually takes fucking skill. But he was thinking about what he feared, which was, missing the toilet to the point where this nigga didn't hit the toilet. I was like, bro, at least hit the side of the toilet. So yeah, his aim was on like 0 out of the row. His accuracy on Madden was fucking 0, bro. Like holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
Straight might have been like 100, bro.
he directed his focus away from the target.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
sense.
So that's how it
Okay.
is though, because it's like people, because you got to remember, faith and doubt, they're both belief. Faith is just the outcome you desire, and then doubt is the outcome you don't desire. Most people are like, yeah, I can't lose this weight. That's the thing that gets you, because most people can do the basic weight loss, like the average body fat percent is like 30%. Most people get down to that 18 to 20, and then they feel kind of comfortable, and they're like, yeah, I just can't keep losing. It's like they stopped everything that they were doing to get there, and they didn't decrease calories when they got there because they're thinking like, yeah, I can't get further than this, and they put all their energy into doubt, so they don't get to the next point. People always do that. So they're like, yeah, man, I just can't do this. I'm like, because you think you can't do this, you change everything that you were doing to get here. You know what I'm saying? Like you stop tracking what you're eating. You see what I'm saying? You might have stopped doing cardio. You might have stopped being consistent with the gym. You start focusing on sleep. You started drinking a little bit more liquor. You started adding a snack here and there to celebrate. And like it's like you didn't embody your 10% body fat self. You were okay with 20% and got to 18%. So now you're celebrating, which is going to get you back up to 30%.
Yeah, bro. So like for real, focus is your weapon. Where are you aiming it? And then another thing that you just said too was like faith, bro. Faith is gonna change. Faith versus fear. And one of the things that a lot of the guys on YouTube, like the millionaires, and even in the power circles I've been to, like the masterminds, everyone who's very successful knows that what is the what's the definition of heaven and hell? The difference between heaven and hell is faith and fear. You create your own heaven and hell on earth. So faith is the heaven, and then fear is the hell. So faith isn't a feeling, bro. It's literally a decision to create. It's a decision to create from certainty. Like, this is gonna happen, so that's how you're gonna create. So creation from fear always leads to failure, desperation, anxiety, lack of control. But then when you're creating from faith, you have that vision, you have that patience that's going to drive you towards execution. So when you speak, the outcome, and that's why a lot of people say, "Oh, like manifestation works when you speak it, because it can convince your mind for a lot of people, but for some people it doesn't work. But again, it's because they didn't think it would work, anyways. But that's a different topic. But you speak the outcome into existence. You have to act like it's already yours. So
Yeah,
for me,
it does
like,
work for affirmations.
it does affirmation, yeah. And that's why I move, bro. I move like it's already done, and that's not ego, bro. It's alignment. It's not ego. It's alignment. Move like it's already done, and that's why I always say, all time is together. All time is together. I swear to God, bro.
Because when you start to move as the person, like I'm telling you, bro, a lot of people don't understand this shit, and they always get mad. Like it's so funny because people DM me and they'll be mad. They'll be like, "Hey, man, I got lean, but I don't see my abs." I'm like, bro, you have no fucking muscle mass, and you're not embodying you're not aligning yourself with your goal self. You see what I'm saying? Like getting angry because you don't have results when you barely did work. That's not how your goal self is going to think. Your goal self is going to be executing, focused on executing. Because when you're aligned, you do not continually look for results. You see what I'm saying? Like when you don't live in the hood, you don't keep going outside with a gun and be like, "Is anyone there? Is there ski masks over here?" Like you're not going to be worried about that, bro. Like that's not what you're worried about constantly. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're in the hood, you're gonna be like, hey, watch out, don't go out at this time, don't do this, don't do that, don't leave your Lamborghini out there. But you know what I'm saying? If your Lamborghini's in the garage and you got bodyguards and you got gates and stuff like that, you're straight, you're chilling. That's how it is. So it's like a lot of people keep checking. They keep checking. They're like, wait, are my results there? It's like focus on the work. You didn't put you didn't put in the work for long enough. And the thing is, you're not conscious when you're doing what you don't want to do. Like if you're going into debt and you're getting fat, you're not conscious, but you're being very consistent, and the compound effect is working in the wrong direction. And then as soon as you want to get results, you say, fuck the compound effect. You want the lottery effect. But that's not how it works. You need to be consistent still. And it's like, you don't even have to be, honestly, it's not, you don't have to be as consistent as people think you need to be. Because everybody I know, like in the high school people, everyone went to high school with, bro, go to Facebook, they're fat as shit, dude. Or they have like 77 kids or some shit. And most of them are just fat as shit, though. Like they just have a lot of stomach and stuff like that. But I've watched them over the years gaining the 6 to 10 pounds for the past 10 years. No one gained 100 pounds in a year, but now they're up 100 pounds because 6 to 10 pounds in 12 years, that's anywhere from 60 to 120 pounds. So most of them are up those pounds, and now they're like, okay, every New Year's they're like, let me try a 2-month diet or some shit like that. It's like 2 months to undo 10 years. That's not gonna happen. First of all, scientifically it's impossible, but mindset wise, how do you undo 10 years in 2 months unless you went through significant trauma or got a lobotomy?
100%. Yo, and then another thing too about people thinking like, oh, like to be a high performer, like I have to be extremely consistent, or oh man, like they're just not scared of anything, man. And it's like, no, like high performers, bro. High performers aren't fearless. They just don't focus on fear. They don't focus on fear. So everyone has fear. The difference what is going to be what you give your attention to. Like I see it there. Like, okay, there's a possibility. Like people who drop everything, they're like, I see it there. There's a possibility that I can drop everything. Like I could quit my job and then like this business fails, right? You could see that. Okay, obviously that's a possibility, obviously, but you're not gonna focus on that. You're gonna focus on the beautiful outcome, the future that excites you. Okay, so because that's another thing too that we talked about the other day is like having something to look forward to. Like for instance, like when you're a jit, and for people who aren't from Florida, South Florida, if you're a kid and like the next day you have like a field day, or the next day you're going on a field trip, you're going to Lion Country Safari, or you're going to Rapids, or you're going to a water park, right? You're so excited about the next day that you can't sleep, and that's how you
especially if you're Haitian, bro. Cause you ain't getting out the house, nigga. Especially if you're
You
Haitian,
ain't getting
bro.
out of the house, bitch. Bitch who? Bitch who you thought you
All
was?
bro,
Bitch, you ain't getting out the
all the
house.
Haitians and Jamaicans are happy, and all the white kids are like, yeah, I've been there before. I'll show you around. I'll show you around when we get
Yeah.
there.
I
Yeah,
swear to God.
that's the mother line right there. She's gonna go over there and she's gonna bring the other lines. You're gonna see the guys actually gonna, bro. They give you a play by play, bro. The fucking
I
sports announcers type shit.
Bro, I swear to God, bro. But yeah, the future, bro. The future has got to excite you, bro. Or if it doesn't excite you, you're gonna get stuck in the past. So you need goals that scare you, but at the same time it excites you, and it causes you to like, oh, I can't wait to wake up the next morning to get pitching at this or get hacking at this next venture. And if you have nothing to look forward to, your energy drops, bro. Like it's like when you know you got to go to work the next day, and this is what a lot of people do. Like, damn, I gotta go to, like, if it's a job, because some people have jobs they like, right? Sometimes I'm like super excited, I want to go early, but for a majority of people, you don't want to go to work the next day. So what happens is there's certain people who are always a minute late or 2 minutes late. I had a couple students that I teach, some of the doctorate students that I teach, right? The medical students and the pharmacy students. I have a couple of them. Every day they're 2 or 3 minutes late on like literally at the same time. And why? It's because they're dreading coming to learn, or it's not what they want to do. They're dreading it so much that they literally can't get up, and then they finally get up at that last moment, and it causes them to be late at that same time every day. But if we say, hey, there's free ice cream tomorrow, we're going bowling, bruh, guess what? These people are showing up 30 minutes early, an hour early, and
This nigga said
literally
ice
like
cream. Of course they are fucking big bags.
Big Macs is crazy. But yeah, we had bowling. Everybody showing up 30 minutes early, an hour early. But crazy. Like you're
Yeah, that
getting
is
this,
exciting though. But
but
that's
you gotta design it though. You gotta design a future that pulls you forward like gravity, bro. You gotta do that. So if your
but
vision doesn't wake you up in the morning, it's not big enough.
But
It's
Nick,
not big.
but people, okay, but that's one thing with the vision though. But people let the unrealistic expectations just literally just destroy their vision every single time because they're like, yeah, man,
Mm.
my vision got me excited, man, my vision got me excited. And even if I listen, this happens to clients all the time. Even if I tell them, I'm like, yo, because they see my transformation. You see my transformation in 5 months. You feel me? I lost 6 inches off my waist. That's less than all my clients lose. However, people aren't consistent enough because if you see yourself losing 1 inch, 1 inch every month, you might lose 2 inches the first month, and then after that you average like 0.75 per month. But the shit adds up over time. The shit adds up over 6 months, over 5 to 6 months. You're losing 6 to 7 inches off your waist. You don't look the same. You're dropping 10 to 12% body fat. You don't look the same. The only issue is that first 3% that people lose. They don't. They're always like that first 1 to 3% people lose. It doesn't look as significant. But that last 2 to 4 they lose is what makes it what takes it to the next level. But people don't get to that point because they lose consistency because they want to see the results. They want to lose the 10% initially. Like they always think that, oh wow, I'm just gonna lose this. So they get excited at first, right? And then that excitement burns out because they don't realize like, yeah, they don't realize their starting point. Like I always say, it's like if I'm in New York and you're in LA and you're like, hey yo, slide man, hey hey, I'm going out in 2 hours, bro. We got bottles, slide, and I'm like, all right, bet I'm gonna walk there. If I think I can walk from New York to LA in 2 hours, I need a lobotomy, bro. And that's what a lot of people do. They think you
Mm.
can walk from New York to LA in 2 hours. You can't do that shit. All right, realize where you are so you can know where you're getting to. The GPS needs to be accurate. All right, if the GPS says it's gonna take, if you look it up and it's gonna take 1 day and 16 hours to go see your sneak link if you fucking walk, you're gonna be like, okay, well maybe I should fly or some shit, or maybe she should fly halfway or some shit because that's way too far. That's obviously way too long, right, for a walk. So that's how it is for a lot of people. Fitness goals. It's like, okay, it's gonna take 24 weeks. 24 weeks is 6 months. 24 weeks is not 24 days. And they're like, weeks, days, water, lean, H2O, lean, same thing. Like people do that shit. They give it 24 days and they're like, I ain't get the results. And it's like, yeah, days are not weeks. They're like, I know, but I'm different. No, you're not. You're the same. We're all the same. The journey humbles you every single time. Like even me, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get lean. I have to wait on science, bro. Science is like, hey, hold on, Luther. You gotta wait another week before you lose 1%. You lost 0.5% last week. You gotta wait next week because you lose another 0.5% next week. And you just gotta wait. You're like, damn, bro, what happened to Amazon Prime, bro? That's not how science works, bro.
Bro got an Amazon Prime body. No, but for real, like a lot of times, bro, it's not failure that's killing that. So failure doesn't kill you, but expecting failure is what kills you. Like And then not even understanding where you are and where you want to go, bro. But most people don't fail because of like what they did. They fail because they expected to fail. And you like you'll rehearse losing in your mind, like, oh
But
shit, I
what
gotta walk.
but you got to
I gotta.
redefine what is failure though. There really is no like Dennis Waitley says. You know, the only way to avoid failure is to not do anything, to not attempt anything, right? And failure is supposed to be your teacher, right? Not your undertaker. Like literally, because people fail once, and it's like they're like, "Yo, I failed. Like I didn't do good." I'm like, okay, keep going. Like you learn from that failure. What did you do wrong there? Okay, do better. Like the amount of times I failed and got right back on track in my journey is insane. But the fact is, at the end of the day, I stayed on the journey, and 95% of the time, I did what I needed to do. Because if I have a 6 month journey, and you know I have a one week bender where I eat sushi and gummies and just a bunch of goofy shit, that's 7 days. 7 days out of what is it 180 days. That's not even like 10%. You see what I'm saying? So the other days I'll still be fine. And then if I messed up on 3 other days, and then if I go out for dates and eat like shit and drink on 2 other days, now I'm up to 12 days. That's still not 10%. You see what I'm saying? 10% is like 18 days. So I'm still doing what I need to do 92% of the time, but people let those mistakes derail them, and then they go back to their old habits. It's like, dude, just get right back on track. Like
Yeah.
stop being scared of failure. If you don't fail, then that means you're not trying in the first place. Like that shit, and it's a prerequisite to success. Like people just don't stay consistent enough. It's just crazy. Like it's real. Like after training thousands of people, that's literally people literally defeat themselves. Like their potential is so bright. All of them have better potential than me for the most part. I've rarely seen someone who's actually cooked to the point where I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to get every type of surgery. Like I haven't seen anyone cook. I always see people and they have all this potential, and in their head they're like, okay, fast results, and they're just thinking that. I'm like, yo, you have so much potential, and this year is gonna pass. Just literally take it step by step. Lose the fat, then gain the muscle. All right, and then continue to gain the muscle, then fine tune the muscle. Stay on track with nutrition. However, their nutrition is inconsistent. So as the time is passing, the results aren't. The initial phase isn't working like it's supposed to. Nothing works if you don't work. Nothing works without consistency. So that's where a lot of people mess up. It's like they mess up on the first phase where they keep messing up with nutrition because they're not embodying the new identity, and they're trying to change the inputs to get there faster, which is funny because it's like, okay, let's lose. If I say let's lose 10% body fat in 4 months, right? They're going to be like, let's try to lose in 2 months. So they're going to be more aggressive, which is cool, right? But not really, because now after they're more aggressive, the next week they'll be like, fuck, I'm hungry. Then they're going to binge. They're going to be like, damn, I feel bad. Then they're going to fall off for a little bit. Then they're going to be like, dang, bro, I cut out the carbs. And then I had to binge the next week. I'm like, yeah, that's why you should just stay on track. And they're like, yeah, you're right. They stay on track. They're doing good. Then they do the same shit again. They're like, I had to try this vegan thing because I'm trying to lose faster. It's what everybody does, bro. That's why that's there goes majority of society right there.
And then everybody, and like you said, you trained like thousands of people. I trained tons of people, mentored a lot of people, and then it's about the mindset too. Like the mindset that most people have is after like the initial failure, they're like, oh, it's over. Like it's like a doom and gloom mindset because it's not as quick as social media makes it seem nowadays. Like you click a YouTube video and it's like, oh, I made $1 million day trading in 5 days after learning. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up, bro, shut up. But it makes people think that, oh man, like, and people tell me like, dude, I think I'm cursed, man. I keep losing or do. No, you're not cursed. You're just manifesting the loss that you keep rehearsing. Like in your head, your expectation is like, okay, oh shoot, and then it's like people aren't failing because, or people are failing is because they don't trust themselves to show up. Like if you got to build that trust with yourself, but how do you do that? You accomplish the little things that you say that you're gonna do. So I don't expect wins. I expect to show up until I win. You feel me? So you can have that loss, right? You can have that loss, but another thing is like the difference between an amateur and a pro. People need to know this. The difference between an amateur and a pro is an amateur is going to do a thing until they win, okay? Until they get it right. Okay? An amateur is going to do something until they get it right. A pro is going to do something until they can't get it wrong. So that's going to be the biggest difference between an amateur and a pro. They understand.
One more thing about that, because that's one of my favorite quotes. Professionals spend 2 to 4 times as much time preparing than they do performing. Amateurs spend 2 to 4 times as much performing than they do preparing. Literally, that's exactly the problem. But what I did want to say is, What was I gonna say? I was gonna say some shit. Oh yeah. When it comes to like all these goals and stuff like that, you got this is why standards and expectations matter, because when I give someone a plan or something like that, they celebrate after 1 week of doing the bare fucking minimum, and I'm like, why are you celebrating? And then after 2 weeks they celebrate. They're like, yo, I'm doing great. And then they view food as a reward, so then they use food to celebrate. They're like, well, I was doing pretty good, so I decided to eat. That's why the fuck you're not at your goals. Like being in a calorie deficit is very very easy. It's a bare minimum. It's not complicated. All right, that's what you start with. That is one of the bare minimums. Lifting weights, that's one of the bare minimums. Those are bare minimum things. People constantly negotiate with those non-negotiable bare minimums, and then that creates their inconsistency. And then over a 4 week period, on my vision for them, it's beautiful. It's like, okay, this is what's going to happen there. And they did great for 2 weeks, and then they got excited, and even though it was my expectations of them, but they weren't seeing themselves as their goal self like I was, because I can see people at their goal selves, and I'm like, this is the expectations I have of you. So a lot of people quit because and this is why I would say a lot of people won't be on body game even with the formula and stuff like that, because a lot of people quit and they're like, oh, okay, I have to be that consistent. Dang, that's crazy. However, if they just embody the person and raise their expectations, it's not like I have to be that consistent. It's like, this is who I am, so this is what I do.
Yeah, that's a pre-fighter. That's I feel like, all right. So we probably wrap it up, but like I feel like the next video we could talk about non-negotiables, because
We got to both have haircuts though, because we're looking cooked, bro. I mean, I'm getting a haircut.
Yeah. Bro, I was just thinking about that. I was like, bro, I need to get my hair done, but I've been working so much, bro. I'm working like 80 hours this week, bro. Oh, Jesus. But I still have my non-negotiables. Like bro, that's the next video, bro. Like I'm freaking working out. I worked out yesterday at 1 a.m. after talking to my Discord, my trading group. Talked to them for an hour and a half, and then I started creating content, and then I posted content, and then I did all this stuff, and then I went to the gym. There's non-negotiables. You got to show up.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 days in calls. Like that's all I'm doing, because I'm trying. Well, I'm not trying to, but I have like 4 identities right now, bro. Like identity theft slash multiple personality disorder. I got both. So because it's like, bro, I went from my first couple of weeks of boxing. I was thinking about that song. But my first weeks of boxing, I was thinking of like, dang man, I got to learn how to box. And now I'm a boxer, so it's like I'm more patient with it, and it takes more time. And then it's like right now I'm training in the gym. Like with my calories and stuff like that. I'm thinking of myself as an athlete, right? I'm embodying an athlete. So then food is fuel and shit like that. If I binge, it's on peanuts, paws, and raisins. So it's like I'm still with it. Like it's very hard to go over your calories if you're eating that shit. Like and then your fiber is high as shit. And then so like that's pretty much it. So that's what I keep around me. I got my fridge, bro. Well, right now I got to restock, but that shit the other day, bro, that shit was fucking gorgeous, bro. Like it was like protein, because I moved into this new spot. I like this spot way better, but I had like protein shakes. I had yogurt. I mean, I still have protein shakes, yogurt. I just don't have it filled. And then the steak. There was steak. There was grilled chicken. Because some chick made some grilled chicken for me. I had grilled chicken steak, right? The grilled chicken was cooked. The steak wasn't cooked, so I could just cook it on the spot. And then outside, I have eggs, pre-workout, like supplements and stuff like that. Shit's just clean, bro. It's like, yo, if you're super hungry, there's nothing. You're gonna take a bunch of ashwagandha, but that's all you can fucking eat, bro. Like you have no choice, bro. You can't eat anything. So it's like that's what people need, because people have ice cream around them, and people have people with not the same goals around them. People have people who've seen them at their lowest around them. So when they start eating good, that person's like, you're gonna eat ice cream eventually. You're gonna eat ice cream eventually. And if I opened the cupboard and I saw Oreos every day, remember, it's out of sight, out of mind if it's not there. If it's there, I have to read it because it says Oreo. So now I read it, it said Oreo. So now my head says Oreos, right? And I might say Oreos out loud. If Google hears me say Oreos, I'm getting Oreos commercials. And I'm like, no, I'm not eating that shit. I'm good. But now I have more temptation, so I have to say no more. The more you have to say no, eventually, you're gonna say yes. You feel me?
Yeah,
Unless you're Bill Cosby and everyone's literally saying no type shit. But like you're gonna say yes eventually. So a lot of you guys put yourself in these dumbass situations, like you're always going out. If you always go out, if I always go out, yeah, I'm gonna drink liquor eventually. Now, there's nothing wrong with drinking liquor when you're actually lean, but like people are like, well, I can drink it to get to my goals. Then why the fuck aren't you at your goals? Because you're drinking, bro. People always say that shit. Like literally, if you're 10% body fat, if you're lean, every guy should get a 10% body fat. I think everyone should get there at least once. Because once you get that lean and you stay there, it's going to be very hard to get to 15, right? It's going to take hard work to get 15 because that's your new normal. But like if you're around there, then yeah, you could. Everyone knows you can have cookies and all that bullshit every once in a while and get right back on track. Now the difference between, like we were saying about identity, the difference between having a cheat meal too early, which is why it's an issue of having a cheat meal early, because you haven't solidified your identity with your new habits yet. So if it's week 1 and you're like, oh my god, I lost 2 pounds, let me have a cheat meal. That means you still look at food as a reward, right? And that's where the issue comes in. Versus if you're an athlete and you're eating healthy 90% of the time, you're like, let me just enjoy myself out here this one day. You're going to get right back on track because you view yourself as an athlete. But if you're using food as a reward, every week where you lose 2 pounds, you're just going to gain it back, on weekends.
It's like building up a castle just to break it down on the weekends.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but yeah, like we said, the whole point of the talk, hey man, focus your attention, because attention is your weapon. Where are you focusing it, and then you rewrite the narrative, bro. Because like you are the creator of your reality. So a lot of people talk about manifestation like it's some woo woo thing. No, it's your mind. Hey, where are you focusing your attention? That's what's gonna happen in life. Like you might be thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go to McDonald's at like 10, and then what's gonna happen? You go there, you get in a car, and you're gonna figure out a way to get to McDonald's. You manifested. Oh no, nigga, like you're literally gonna create the reality that you focused on. So where your intention goes, where your intention goes,
energy flows.
Yeah,
you can't think positively and do negatively consistently. You can't think negatively and do positively consistently. Like you just can't do it, bro. You can't be like, man, I suck, man, I suck, man, I suck, man, I suck, and you're just absolutely breaking world records and being amazing. Like it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. So you gotta rewrite the freaking narrative, bro. You rewrite the narrative and you gotta expect the battle, but know the result. It's all about knowing with certainty. Know that okay, no matter what, this is gonna happen. It's not about being delusional. It's about being committed. And the mindset is like, yeah, it might get hard, but I already decided I'm winning anyway. I'm winning anyway. You're not cocky for expecting to win. You're just done living in fear. Okay, it's just faith-based. But yeah, that's all I have for today. We're spitting too much gas, bro. We're spitting too much gas. But yeah, that's it for this video. We will see you guys again. Link to the Discord, the Mastermind Discord in the bio. Elev8 Society, helping people grow one day at a time. Unlock the best version of you.
Lock in, fellas.
Lock in.
It's the process of the grind that shapes you and forms you. It's not the game. You think you become a champion on the field? You don't. You become a champion when ain't nobody watching you. You're doing your own drills in your own way. You're doing what coach tell you to do, and you're doing your own stuff. You become a champion in the dark when it is the